We will remember to give you all the glory. When the purpose for which we were set to do this, His Excellency sent his people to tell his children here in the US is fulfilled. And we will remember to give you all of the glory. For we pray in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Let everyone say amen.
Amen.
Thank you. I told you so. And a very serious note, that was 56 seconds. I clap hand for him. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Most of the time you see me with a microphone at the convention, I always come to collect money. Tonight, I will not be asking you for money, so I need your behave real life with me tonight. Thank you so much. And on that note, the time is already gone, as we always want to stop. We have 30 minutes to get out of here. I will do the introduction real quick. Please. The first person on the line right now, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him, you've known him. This is the Alfred Friendly. The story is written without somebody of this high intellectual caliber. Ladies and gentlemen, pound for pound, the best information commissioner we ever have, I give to you. Right Honorable and yet Obama. And, we had a digital president, and we have a president of AKISAN that is beyond digital. Ladies and gentlemen, all of my Ibom friends watching around the world, help me welcome the one and only, the soon to be the two-time president of AKISAN, Honorable Dr. Ibom. And now, the man of the people, you saw him when I used to have hair in my head. Right from the beginning of the new Akwa agenda, Akwa people, the pride of other nation, I give to you. And Omboina, and Yekono, Mbara. And now, when the governor came here a couple of years ago, he looked around the crowd just like this room, and he picked a woman of high character, a woman of discipline, a woman of work, a woman that don't take no nonsense, a woman that writes till 2 a.m. in the morning to make the story go. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Honorable Linda Ibom. And now we're going to move very. Thank you so much. That's Linda Ibom. Look at the devil. Look just like the devil. And no one was in there. I mean, 18 years ago, she was practicing how to speak the Ibibio language. Now she speaks and writes. On top of that, this is the first woman that actually compiled the list of Akwa people worldwide. That list, you know that's the okay, folks. I will be introducing other folks as they come in. Then we have to move to the business of the day. And we're done with that.
Commissioner, for information. We're going to get past SSG, we're going to on diaspora, SSA, Linda Moore, and we're going to the national president, Tina, welcome, and thank you all so much for coming. I do want to really take the time on behalf of Akwa Association USA Inc. For the coming to honor 38, believe it or not, 38 AKISAN National Convention. That's amazing. His Excellency sending the delegation to come out and celebrate with his subject out in the US shows that continued deep partnership, that deep collaboration with us out here. From SMB normally jokes that the second local government area in the present state, AKISAN real estate. So we look forward to that continued partnership and that continued collaboration. How do we partner to do impact lives, not only in the United States, but also back home in Akwa State. So, in the interest of time, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you. Please, Honorable Commissioner, extend a thank you to His Excellency, Governor of Federal State, Pastor Dr. Mono, PhD, when you get back. His subjects have been truly grateful for honoring our invitation and to the delegation to partake in our 38th AKISAN organization. Thank you so much.
I think that's why you're the president. You did not even have a teleprompter, you delivered a 350 word speech in about 3 minutes. Give him a hand. Thank you so much. Next on the agenda. When this government came to office about 24, 25 months ago, there were a lot of things on the table. And then rendering of the stewardship, like Mbariket did yesterday, you saw a very nice book during the board event. And there's no other human being on this earth, and I mean this, to do this than the general, honorable commissioner of information. That way, so that when you see the TikTok message and Facebook message, this is real. And I'm going to. Thank you, man. I know you're not.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, Mr. IMC, everyone. Thank you so much. But let me very specially acknowledge the President, acknowledge a member of the delegation, and our erudite engineer and doctor of engineering, former SSG of the National people in the House, and of course, the international president of our and the of one. And of course, the SSH to the government. I won't keep you waiting. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening to us all. I'm going to take you very quickly through the Arise scorecard in the last 2 years and thereabout of the administration of His Excellency Pastor One advancement. That's the 5 pillars. Under those 5 pillars, we have 17 focal areas, and 17 focal areas and several subsets that covers the gamut of activities that aligns with the SDGs. As you can see, if you go through the detailing, of course, you'll get a QR code at the end of this, so you can all have this information, and then we'll get a small folder on the table. It contains the summarized version of all what we're talking about. You can read the details thereafter of the arrangement and next time. Yes, His Excellency folder is free on May 29, 2023, ready for governor. And it made it clear that I will hire him to work. He wrote the seed to work for the continuous growth and development of the state. Yes, as governor, he said he will sacrifice his time and the resources that God has blessed upon him to serve the state that he is loyal and will see. Next, the governor that cares. From agricultural input to development and all of that, several initiatives have been put in place in the agricultural sector to make sure that food is available for the people in an affordable manner. Yes, apart from developing model farms and supporting farmers and growing food sufficiency programs, as you can see, is very particular about making sure that the vulnerable, particularly those who do not have food available to them. Let's move on. So under it, the back to farm initiative is going on. What's the idea? Food availability, food affordability, and price stability. And to do that, next slide, that's the model farm that I talked about. It's a new school. Or the first local government area that donated the needed land. Donated the needed land for this program. and it started at the time that it started. Yeah, it looks like we're having more delegation coming. That is Dr. Akwa, White of the Secretary of the Government of Akwa State, two members of the Akwa of the House of Assembly, Ujero, two economic, State Constituency, and the man Kampo, Uyo for Uyo, member representing Uyo State Constituency in the House. So that's the farm. The farm is growing as we speak. With all of the opportunities, there is model after the Shongai farm, with the 50 hectares farmland, and all of that's going on. The nurseries, rural development, plantation, and all of that, and so on and so forth. Move on. So the idea is to ensure that this farm settlement goes in every local government as they provide the land. And then what they are doing, a lot of their livestock farmers is, which also enables people own farm and garden at home. The government puts set up a portal to allow people who own garden and farm in their residences to log on to the portal, show a short video of 2 minutes, put in a landmark, then the verifier will go confirm this is available, and they have support of $500,000 to support their domestic farming in their household and compound. And that continues. The first scheme went on and was digitally propelled. You can't just say you must be verified, you must be on the system, you must be known that you are actually doing this. And of course, there's been so much done in terms of rural access to agricultural management project, rural access to the farm produce, tomato processing and equipment and support for farmers. Then activation of the young farmers club in school to let the young ones invite this farming spirit in them early on. So that's all that you can see. We'll give you the details of how many tons, the distribution that have gone on in different parts of the state, including registration and training of farmers to enable them to have access to these inputs. Well, then, so to enable the government to have unity to use farmers, His Excellency the Governor comments the distribution of free food to the vulnerable. So far, over 500,000 households and persons have been reached through the direct food distribution. We've gone through phases 1 and 2. Phase 1 was the voucher system, where people within the market had health redemption center. And these vouchers were given to the vulnerable as contained in the social register of the nation, the Akwa component. So it wasn't like come and take the course, you must be, the social register was a plan, the program. It didn't end there. That plan through the state board purchase agency, established by the Memorial Administration. And then it also go back, we added 2 heavy trucks. So the first 2 was now the distribution directly, taking this food to every local government, 5,000 per movement. For a local government, I went through the 31 local government here with them, and we saw the distribution, and those are the type of people, they were always very excited. Those are the trucks of the bomb purchase agency. Phase 3 will start on August 20th. Another round of distribution of food to the vulnerable. The area was already happy. The power to go to farm. And because this is, of course, an intervention program, there's no way you can have this go up. It's just an intervention program. Next slide. Yeah, infrastructure maintenance, road activity. Move on. Right now, move on. Right now we have, so from statistics, you will see we have about 105 road projects, including the roads inherited from previous administration. 107 of about 771 kilometers in 2 years of one government. Move on. So you can see the data, that's 105. We use the electoral district at 45, again 30, that gives you the 105. And of course, you can see the number of completed ones, ongoing ones, and some under the rights and inherited projects. So it is the government is running a data-driven governance in the state. These are verifiable numbers, you will see where they are. Move on. The details are here, you get all of that, and of course, the sources That is the ministry that supervises all of this construction. Go on, all of this. In fact, the details of all of those projects you can see directly or indirectly, the number of employment and people that we have engaged in the different projects within the state. Move on. That continues. That's keep going. Those are the numbers. These are some of the roads of people from the Connect area. This was one of the first projects we started, the Goretti school road that was it was in the total state of disrespect. Children were falling into breaks and all of that. Move on. That's what it looks like now. Move on. Yeah, of course, right. But we'll keep moving. These are all the things we talked about. Keep running. These are all the new projects that are going on in the state. Go on. Go on. You can see all of that. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. It's in different parts of the. So right now, what about security? So right now, the state is essentially has invested significantly in security management in this area. That's why Akwa is one of the seven states in the Nigerian nation today. There's so much investment in that direction beyond supporting the security agencies, supporting the coastal operations with gunboats and all of that. It's also supported with trucks, helices, vehicles that's helping the process to run. And then he went on to set up what is called the Ibom Community Watch. Security personnel recruited from various local government areas. The first 500 and if the intention is around 4,500. And of course, the process is on. So then, what's their work? To provide intelligence and support the security agencies to do their work since we may not have enough number to cover all of the nooks and crannies of the state. And in addition to that, it ties in the security process. The security and command center is under construction now on Brook Street near the Alliance Resort. It will, by the grace of God, be finished before the end of the year. So they will have a total coverage of the state from one location to see what is happening, be able to track reports, and be able to have adequate surveillance around the state. Yeah, these are some of the new intended projects. The Senior Citizen Center, where is Dr. Itama? She's the delivery advisor on this project, and some beautiful concept first to happen in the entirety of that part of the country. The idea, that was the starting. The idea is to have a center for the elderly persons so they don't feel abandoned, and that will be further replicated in every secretariat for staff and will proceed to be replicated in all local government areas as we proceed. It can be industrial park is changing. The old industrial park that was started by the previous administration. This is what it will be. Work has started, contracts have been awarded for internal parameter fencing and all of the apparatus needed and then the industrial park to allow small growing companies and factories to operate from that location and be able to provide services to the state. Right now, tourism, that is what will be of the 5,000 capacity convention center at the old Tropicana ground. If you remember, that's a project that was started by the administration of the current Senate President, Senator Akwa at the time, but it wasn't finished. Alongside the hotel and the Tropicana complex, where you have that. So His Excellency has taken up this project, it's moving on right now, there's serious construction going on. I think we have a 12 months deadline on that project. Going by the delivery timeline, they will deliver. And that will make Uyo the next location after Lagos to have a capacity for 5,000 convention center in the county of Nigeria. What is going on there? The 200 bed hotel that is in that location is also on that construction now. It will face some time in the convention center. And His Excellency has gone on to add a shopping city to the same location. So that will now be a location for convention, relaxation, shopping, and all of that. That's where you have the cinema. It's all within that ecosystem. Well, within the airport development, there are 10 projects going on at the airport right now. And the completion of the full completion and put to use of the new terminal building. So further investment is being made to ensure that that terminal building is finished and put to use. There are a lot of things going on. There are 10 projects. The, the apron, and the taxiway. The apron and the taxiway, the big town, and that's getting ready. And of course, you have the surveillance contract that's going on that covers the entirety of the navigational ecosystem up to the city as you approach the airport. That is going on, and then the finishing touches is being put to the MRO. And then there's an aviation village, a completely new project that is under construction now, all within the airport ecosystem. Next slide. Of course, you can see that the terminal building as it were, but we'll go past all of this now. That's the access road, and of course, there's the fencing, the parameter fencing of the airport again, because some road have stolen some of the coast coverings and so on. So that government is really investing to protect that whole ecosystem. This is a model, it's a model of what the new government is. For those who know the AKISAN, this is what it will be like. The administration of finance policy, the commencement of this construction, right there in Brook Street, and now where you have the Irish resort, and where you have the security and surveillance that work with the government house over. Yes, we talked about rural development, rapid growth, of course, access to all 369 wards, and this is also designed to match the SDGs 1, 2, and 10 overall. Job creation index, we've gone through that, move on, you will get the details. Then the Arise initiative for job creation index, you can see all of that. And of course, the total amount spent and given to different people. You will see the water project, we have 10 of them. The one that touches for us so much was the commissioning, but those from the local government. If you know where Ogu is, in Tumoroso, you know that they don't have water. You know that what it takes. If successive administration has struggled to get water to Ogu, but at least this was trapped, and then the water ran from the commissioning of the water. That circulated 5 kilometers within the community, and there are 10 of them in the 10 federal constituencies. Mobile. Let us some of the other ones. This is one project that is very, very, it's something that touches the heart of His Excellency, but it's the Compassionate Home Initiative. It's targeting 400 in the first 4 years. So far, 205 have been finished and handed over to beneficiaries. You can see the kind of places that we're living in. That's where human being living. So he decided to replace this with a brand new 2-bedroom apartment, solar power, with all the facilities furnished for people who are living in this kind of place. 205, after 206 as we speak, and it's delivered to this people. And we don't need to know them, no recommendation, nothing. It's just by information. It's done. You can imagine those who live in that, well, how would they access the government house or not? How to reach the government? So this is a project for the people who really need help. And it's gone on like that. And sometimes that's the governor himself reaching out and giving these people hope and giving them a sense of belonging, showing that he was elected to care for them. So we're showing you this to see that's where someone was living. And then, so they replaced that with that building, and of course that is the living room furnished with everything, televisions, refrigerators, and all of that within different villages. And it doesn't end, they also have a startup fund of $500,000 for each beneficiary. That's of local training or whatever you can do within the community to support those who are benefited from this. Go on. Yes. The other housing, I'm sure you must have heard, the Great Estate, what His Excellency decided was to donate 150 homes to civil servants from level 01 to 7, the various people in the public service. So the first 150 people benefited from these homes, and they already have their keys. Some of them have moved here. And of course, that is at that level. The next level is the luxury estate. So this one is coming up now. It's about being finished. And of course, it's well appointed. This for some of you
maybe a woman comes, this will be up for grabs very soon. So you should be ready to come and pick one apartment or for the other one for those who have low capacity. And then there will be another scheme to further support the public service. Move on. Yes, opening and running investment outlet. I think it was too fast. I need to talk to you about education. In the educational area, right now, 31 local government areas will benefit from the technical, from the model schools, fully funding, computerized school system, we'll see that as we proceed. And right now, and the healthcare, modern healthcare facilities, you must have seen some of them, we will get to that. This is the commissioning of some of those healthcare facilities, which the Minister for Health in Nigeria did say that those will go for cottage hospitals and smaller general hospitals in some places, because they are quite big and they have every amenities and support facilities, including residences for the resident doctors and nurses working in the facility. Ditto for the schools. If you get to the one in Brook Street or the one in different local government areas, you will notice that we have staff quarters for teachers and head teachers in this school, restoring what used to be in those days. So you can have compound teachers and masters catering for the children in the schools that are computerized, play area with dispensaries and a health support system, and of course, feeding areas within the school system. So this has also supported the growth of both the educational enrollment as well as patients' care in the healthcare sector. That's what the model healthcare center looks like. I think this one is at the front of you this first. This is going on in every local government. Go on. Yeah, that's the inside of the healthcare center. And go. Yeah, that's the one in New York and different local government areas. That's the inside. This is the ambulance service provider. The ambulance service of the state has been launched, and right now it's 24 hours ambulance support within the state with the toll-free call numbers. And it's really helping the state support medical emergencies. Over. Yeah, and some development. You know the story. It was there. Let's put the final place of final global aviation map today. So I wonder what would have been of final today if we had been there. How would we even get in or get out? So the three major gateways, road, air, and water, which will come with the deep seaport project, and of course you know of the maritime ecosystem that are being developed and developed as we speak. The entirety of the shore lines and the beach area around is now being rebuilt to restore the marine transportation in that part and then restore different commercial and trading activities that area. You know what is happening. Already 4 aircraft are invested to add to the next fleet, and the numbers are growing. This is part of what we talked about the 10,000 aviation village project. That's aviation village project is a complete project and has housing, school, and residential access for those within that ecosystem. We talked about security management area. Those are the trucks that were given to the security agencies, uniforms, trucks, and all of that. Yeah, that's the community watch and the day of the launch. The uniform and trade. That is the maritime security support system, internal security, as managed by the Ministry of Internal Security and Waterways. Additional advancement, we talked about that already. Out of the 31, 24, 24 have been executed, the others will follow. Because every local government was asked under the one project per local government to nominate a project. So either healthcare or school, depending on which one came first. And that's how it goes. So you can look at the numbers. Now this is the proposed model secondary school, and this will start next. And that's what it will look like, full body secondary school, and there will be 3 first as pilot, the 3. So we will have 3 of these coming up in the 3 local government, 3 senatorial districts as pilot, and then gradually will extend to other local government areas. That's the aerial view of what the model secondary school will look like with all of the blocks and attachments, and we follow that project, laboratories, school, books, and all of that. Move on, move on, move on. Yeah, hold on, come back. Yeah, I talked about the model primary school earlier on. I think the email came a lot earlier, not later. That's what it looks like. For those who know, that is the CKS. For those who know, this is what it is. You have the cycle, you have the play area, you have the gated community, and so on that makes the children feel good in an educational setting. When the vice president came to you, he was very curious and wanted to see this school. He sat in one of the computer labs and went through all of that, commended the administration of His Excellency, Pastor Oman and Governor of Akwa State for putting up this and encouraged him to continue to do so. Yeah, that's the details of the programs and some of the investments made in the educational sector. Yeah, that's the one in the Mbariket and so on. That's the one in the park, oral township, oral different local government. Just so you know that this is going on in other different places. Of course, this was the exchange program for the children to the United Kingdom to open up the have a view of what education looks like elsewhere. And then this is one thing that is quite mind-boggling. This is what His Excellency the Governor decided to convert the over 70 hectares of those colonies of despair off Bruce Street in Lusana and so on around the parameter of Bruce Street into the back of the government house. That's what it looks like. If you have those who know that area, there's a building there that I think the man who died of heartbreak because the government was taking his house and his hotel before him. He died the day we went there, and the wife relieved the story, was so excited that government would listen to them and come to that place. About what did the governor do? Said, if you just would love to invest in the remediation, no, so what will we convert this to? So we can have value for the investment of billions of naira in getting this whole place back to proper habitation. He now went on to begin what is called the Arise Resort today. So you can see from the beginning of construction what it looked like. And the idea was to now turn it to a tourism destination, turn it to a project that might be a big show, a showpiece for our part of state. And that's what is going on. So at the preliminary point, go back, you can see the governor and the SSG and the contractors that has bulletin reviewing the plan and at the time. Move on. So this is the model of what the Arise Resort will eventually be. It's gone very far, probably about 80%, I would say. So it's a resort that has a 9-hole golf course within that setting. It has a what's it called? Lakes, artificial lakes with floating bars. Then it comes with lounges and restaurants, and then you have the children play area, you have the indoor sports, outdoor sports area, and then you have the banquet or conferencing facility within that same location. And then there will be an internal realm for children to run around if they so wish and go back. And then within that facility, with solar power, as you can see, and then there is a 20 well-appointed guest apartment within that same facility. 15 number 2-bedroom and 5 number 3-bedroom. All self-standing apartment within that resort. I'm sure some of you would want to spend your Christmas when you bring your family in those resorts. They will be well made and you will see. Well done. Okay, of course, this is part of the tourism like the Christmas, the Christmas unplug, the amphitheater. That's where I'm talking about. As now hosts the Christmas unplug. Yes, and driving higher traffic every year. And move on. Yeah, of course, the Golden Initiative for All. That is the office of the First Lady. They're doing a lot in supporting women, supporting children, and so on and so forth in the state. Different programs, you have programs for the elderly, where they are supporting the elderly people, 500 of them, 600 of them every month, with a payment of a total of 50,000 for each of them, and they've done around about 7,500 so far, and it continues like that. There's a lot they're doing in that area, and you can see all of that. Other focal areas of ICT, you know that His Excellency is running a data-driven administration. He set up a different ministry for science and digital economy, and that's aggregating all of the ICT elements to propel the e-governance drive of the administration. So the system is gradually working on an automated plan and allowing a portal-based and a digital approach to even salary management, recruitment processes, procurement, and all of that. Those are all digitized processes, and it continues, including payment of bursary, all digitized, no physical payment, everything gets on one touch of the system, all beneficiaries there, you can't get it twice because the system will shoot you out. And that's also happening with pensions and gratuity, where we inherited 92 billion of outstanding gratuity backlog in different areas. Right now, 78 billion have been paid in about 2 years, 78 billion so far. And it's continuing the payment, then you need to level it out so that we can now be in a situation that we can go back. So we can now become a monthly thing. And of course, this part of what I was explaining of the e-governance and digital intervention. I've talked about the vision, talked about the bursary, and then the youth employment scheme and portal, Akwa GIS, as is being put together for land administration and ease of processing of CFOs. Move on. Move on. Yeah, that's for instance, the youth employment portal. That's the interface. Move on. Move on. Move on. Move on. Yeah, move on. Sports. Other sports. The Akwa Sports Festival will roll out in September. The idea is to bring back all of the sporting activities. I think recently, 2 weeks ago, they approved the 600 million for replacement of sporting equipment that have gone down over time. And that's going on. That will also come in support of the sports academy that we talked about that will be built somewhere around the Eken area. In land is secured in the Eken area for the development of the sports academy for the state. Human capital development is getting serious traction in the state. And you need to train your legs. So many young people are trained and empowered. Some with 750,000, some with $500,000 naira, depending on their category. They are trained and empowered. Some tailoring, shoemaking, you can see them, and then they get rewarded. This is an addition to the overall empowerment scheme. For instance, there's a 2 billion traders fund that's being distributed to beneficiaries in all federal constituencies and from their local government as the presidency goes from each town square meter. Today was Uyo, I'm sure you monitor those of you who watch. Today was Uyo, and I think in Uyo today about 485 million was released to beneficiaries in Uyo today alone. And then B2 for different federal constituencies. That's in addition to the farmers grant 2 billion, to traders grant 2 billion, and then there's also the equipment support and MSME fund. The beneficiaries will get up to 5 million naira to support equipment, and then you have a system that follows through. You're not just throwing 5 million at someone else. That won't happen. Once the business is identified, that support will come to the tune of 5 million. Aspects will go to equipment. The other aspect will go into running costs. And then you have a system that follows through to ensure that this is happening. We talked about maritime transportation and development of the Euro Maritime Corridor and the construction of jetties, environmental management. Yes, Akwa was still one of the cleanest states in this country in Nigeria. as we speak. And the environmental agency is doing its work in the Ministry of Environment to ensure that it is kept clean. That's the project at the shoreline protection aspect of the maritime is one of them. You can see those who know the area moving on. Workers' welfare, I talked about that. Move on. Move on. We talked about security and support. We talked about special intervention on food distribution, asset management and investment. So the governor thought of did an inventory of the assets of the state and found out that we had some non-yielding assets. And it decided that they needed to turn these assets to wealth for the state. One of them is if those who know the law that Bishop Abuja they call Victoria, that is what is coming on there. Utilizing the moribund asset of Akwa to turn it to an investment that can be money. So that's this. This is the Ibom Towers. That is the 18, well, if you find that the 19 story apart building, commercial building in Lagos. That is what that is being made for. Already, work is going on, the final substructure is going on, and it's intended that this will be completed in the next 18 months. Move on. That's part of it. You can see, go back. You can see that's what used to be in that place. That was the finished asset. I used to be in that place. So that Bishop Abuja road that was acquired in 1991 that was totally dilapidated middle class with what you see here, which will be a money owner. You know what the Lagos real estate market is, particularly in that part of Lagos, the Victoria. Then of course the honors, the has been recognized severally by different forward-looking organizations. But before getting to this, the asset in Abuja is also being converted. The old private house will become the four-star hotels. That was the image you saw earlier. That will be brought down completely because any asset in the central area in Abuja is a money spent, and that will come with a four-star hotel and an apartment that will be sold to those who need to buy, and of course you recover your investment and then have something like in the plan of a private, assuming there is no oil revenue. So what do you do? So the next steps, there are about 60 priority projects. Move on. 60 of them. And why this project? We're carefully choosing in different areas. I've talked about them, some in agriculture, rural development, tourism. Move on. I'll spare you all this. This is the spoiler of grass. That is the proposed Abuja hotel and apartment. Move on. I've shown you this as a work in progress. You see the priority project, the elements the farm, the airport, and the convention center. Move on. Of course, I talked about the model school. They're all categorized into the priority projects. They align with stuff. Move on. Then the city works with CNG transport system. So that's already where the orders have been made. We have a team in Turkey right now that went for reshipment inspection. So the city transportation within Ibom and through police in the first instance, and then it will now extend to other local government areas. So with a bigger plan for a state rail line. Part of the priority for the other 30 as well. So I did mention to you that 2 ferries have been ordered already. The Nigerian-born is already building that for the state government to restore the maritime transportation between London and Calabar. So the ferries are nearing completion and will soon be brought into the water. This is one big project that is in the making. That is the new international hospital. And then a lot of people will ask the first question, what of the most specialty? Yes. What of the most specialty? I'm sure. So let me give you the question here. I'm also outside. Are you move on? No, go back. Go back. So the idea behind this is it will most specialty will be focused. It's not abandoned, it's not closed. It's still running as we speak. there's a CMD, there are doctors working there, and it's still running. But we will focus because modern day healthcare, all of the robotic medicine and everything that you need to do, you need to bring down the place if you want it to be what you are seeing in this place. So the idea is to refocus that hospital and develop a new one alongside within the medical corridor with 350 bed, 29 department of special medical specialty. And while the old one will focus, all of them will run within the same medical corridor. Same thing like the elderly people's home, the mother and child hospital will all run within that medical facility. And I don't think there's any investment that's too much for healthcare. I don't think so. Move on. Well, we talked about this before. Some of you will remember that is the old Tropicana, the Tropicana. That was completed. Work is going on there now. Work is in progress. First, this is how what it will look like at the moment. Yes, go on. Move on, next steps. Move on. These are all the priority projects we mentioned already. Move on. Move on. We talked about it. Hold on, go back. Go back. Yes. Actually, that plan has changed because the bench strength is 350. But the strength of this healthcare infrastructure is aligned with the medical pillar investing in healthcare and improving quality medical care nationwide. It's also intended to be, it's not intended to be a civil service run system. No, it's intended to be a venture that will run like Ibom and succeed. That's the model. Even all of the hotel and infrastructure that is still runs the old Ibom hotels and golf resort, the 4 point Sheraton and corridor, the governor has directed that a management system be put to ensure that these assets run the same model that we will be running successfully. That is the model that all of these assets will be put to. So it's not going to be a civil service structure that you won't know who is doing what and who is not doing. So these are some of the projects we've mentioned, some of this is before. Move on. Yeah, we just put up a little bit of the highlights. I'm sure you will see in some of the documents that you have, just to give you a little bit of a summary of what's going on within the workers' ecosystem, tourism, education, security, food, agriculture, compassionate home youth development, training and empowerment, and all of that, housing, and so on and so forth. Yes, we're now coming to the end, so we're saying that Akwa is focused on business. So those who are ready to do business will come. AKICOM is ready to guide you through these processes and enabling Akwa to continue to grow under the visionary administration of His Excellency Governor Omar Basi Eno, PhD. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Commissioner Aliyekan Omar. Please give him a hand. Thank you, sir. All right, folks, because of time constraint, the question will be direct. We're not going to be behaving. If somebody else asks a question, please use your very tongue from asking, not to ask. On that note, while we are waiting, while we're waiting for the local lady here in Mbariket, the coordinator office of the First Lady of Akwa Ibom State Government, representatives of the governor, His Excellency Pastor Mono, while we're waiting for her to get to the mic, we're going to take a few questions. And the first person, I'm going to be doing it in local government. Right there. Just because you are getting this, so that is why. Next time when you come to any event, sit in the front.
And my local government starts with a Ndoba. Good evening, everybody, and good evening, Your Excellencies. I've listened to the blueprint. Everything looks fantabulous. But my issue is almost all of the projects is talking about how the state government is going to make money for the state. My issue is what are the machineries in place for young entrepreneurs to be able to do business in the state and make money, just like the government is going to make money. And I've also seen in tourism, because that's my area of specialty minus being into the IT space, everything there looks beautiful. But I've been to several islands and tourist destinations, and I've noticed that if you develop a tourist destination very well, human beings or young people in that location will be able to do businesses. Like now, if they should turn like Ibom Beach to a tourist destination, lots of young people will be able to do businesses and not just the government that will make money. So what are the machineries that what machineries are the government putting in place so that young people would actually harness what government is doing for them to make money for themselves, not just waiting for government to hand them benefits and do an EBT program. Thank you.
Okay, I will let you answer that your question was longer in speech than the national president gave.
Let's take three. Let's take more questions.
Okay, that is one. Lady G.
Ji, Columbia, South Carolina, I see about the air in progress. You and whether is there any way they can reschedule a flight so that you benefit them? Because when we are coming back, sometimes when I'm listening in our Lagos, and they came out in our Lagos, is there any way by the Pedaka, not doing the Freud, and number two, I believe Governor Kwame okay with the international airport. Are you all still working on that? Complete my advice in this Lagos. Kwame Young can make one by the focus on.
All right.
I want to thank and appreciate the governor. Yes, I'll make a question. I'm going to direct this to you. Commissioner for Information, please your attention, sir. I want to thank the state government for what he has done in the state with the help of the government. I'm very particular in the command center. Why I don't want you to reveal the very strategic plans of the command center for the security matter, I would seriously suggest that the security center have the ability to receive real-time information, real-time, I use the word real-time information, that will solve crime. And I'll tell you that. That's one. We can get it directly from drone, flying over the waterways that will be relayed there. Similar to what we use here for the warfighter, to be able to detect, identify, neutralize any threat, because there will be no need for a crime to happen via the oral marine, where they cannot get the real information and neutralize that impact immediately. The second thing, and I stop, to be able to detect waves, to be able to identify kidnappers asking for ransom, and their technologies that we discussed in private to do that in real time. Thank you, sir.
All right. Keep moving.
Well, thank you in recognizing the delegations and members of the association. My name is Chief James. It is very commendable to have the Honorable Commissioner of Information to present the blueprint report. And also, about 10 years ago, I asked this question. That was in Philadelphia. The purification of the state. At that time, I focused the question on your business district and the maintenance. It is very, very good to hear all the projects here. Some of them are very strategic, very impactful. However, my concern, the same question I put up 10 years ago was, how do we maintain, preserve some of these projects For example, what prompted me to ask this question was I was in New York at the then or still called Secretariat along a back road. If you guys remember, the building was built some years ago, well kept. So when I got there was all shrubs, it was full of algae, it was very dirty. Thank God I was able to reach out to the governor's office. Within 2 days, they went in to clean it up. So my question was, all these projects we're talking about, what do we put in place? Some of the places here in the United States, they've been built hundreds of years ago, but they still look new. Look at this hotel. So my question is that, what do we put in place to maintain and preserve it? Thank you.
Excuse me. But before, let's respond to this one, and then we'll take another three from this side. Yes. Okay, let me start with the last one. You talked about beautification and maintenance of infrastructure and assets. That's why His Excellency Governor has set up the State Asset Management Agency. It was a realization of the need to harness the totality of the assets and put together a maintenance structure. So that agency has been constituted, the chairman appointed, and the board appointed and management. So that is their responsibility. They are harnessing all of the documentation and the assets and developing a plan towards the structural maintenance. Right now, the secretariat you talked about, it is the office of the head of the civil service that is keeping that place. But asset management is going to look after all of those things in due course. Beautification, we talked about, yes. Beautification projects have been on from previous administration to present administration, and that will continue. Akwa still remains one of the most beautiful states in the Federation of Nigeria. That is the truth, because we have connectivity that's second to none across all 31 local government areas, and of course the beautification has gotten from, like you mentioned, from in Governor Fabio's time, Governor Emmanuel's time, moving to Eket area, and Governor Emmanuel is also now adding Eastmore as the items of the beautification. And it's also to extend the dualization. For instance, the dualization of the Lulu Road, there's another leg that is taking off from Lulu all the way through Ibom to the Subio to hit the Eket itinerary, one carriageway. That's a new project that will be flagged up very, very soon. And what that will do is that it will continue the dual connectivity that various administrations will continue to do in the state. However, I've been very lucky, I must say this, to have very forward-looking governors from 1999. And they have all been making contributions, and everyone comes, you talked about it, I talked about all of that. This is a vision that every government will continue to add value to. Someone talked about international staffing. Yes, it is an international airport, Victor International Airport. It is. But for you to do that direct international connectivity, there are certain things that will be placed in the first instance. That is why the international terminal building will have to be in place to allow the whole customs, immigration, Air Force, NDA, custom, police, which other one? There are so many things that you need to put in place before you can get up and then bring it. That's the whole idea. It's closer for us to go to Johannesburg from Yola from Lagos because you're going downwards. It is work in progress. So that is for first, let us even be happy. We're able to go to our own airline, go to Accra. More routes will have and more aircraft and more infrastructure gets in place. And I think it's a very good way to think of all the sides. Somebody asked about young entrepreneurs. And yes, young entrepreneurs have opportunity in the entrepreneurial scheme. That is why first you have the youth employment portal, where youth of Akwa are being encouraged to get on the portal, and then there is an unemployment benefit for those who have to come in and support fund, which is supposed to go to 5,000 per month, at the basic support of 50,000 per head. And so much money has been spent in that direction to help those who have nothing doing and putting to do stuff. And beyond that, there's also procurement portal, When the governor has made it very clear that he wants young people who have capability, who have what to show, to get on the portal and access jobs without knowing anybody. There are over 500 jobs on ground now in various areas that those jobs are waiting for those who have the capabilities to get in and bid and get their jobs. You don't need to know anybody. And a lot of our young men need to look in this direction. They must look in this direction. Apart from the employment that was recently announced, 3,000, 1,000 in teaching service, 1,000 in medical service, and 1,000 in civil service. Then, of course, the recruitment program is open now. Unlike before, it's not something you say, I want to take from, because I have an uncle who's translated. You must first get to the portal, and the portal will show you the precondition for pre-qualification, and then get all of that out in the first instance. And that's going on to encourage. You talk about tourism. Yes, tourism is also growing. What if you know, especially the government is big on tourism. I talked to you about, we discussed the right resource here. It's only more than 2,000 people who are working, providing services in that facility. People are doing interior decoration, people are doing supply. It's a lot of chain progress that's going on. Different categories of people are providing services in that day. There's an aggregation of the tourism assets in the state and the development of a tourism roadmap, which is leading us to what is called the tourism summit that will hold later in the year. To harness and aggregate all of the tourism assets of the state, including those moribund ones. We will have some assets in the Colorado, we have assets in the two that we use serious revenue want to develop. Even the Blue River in the governor had directed the Ministry of Work to go and survey the place and commence the construction of an access road to that Blue River. Because we had a situation where the UNDP team came and they wanted to see the Blue River. And it was on that occasion that the governor said, I'm not too sure that we have good access to the place. He directed the Ministry of Works and even directed the contractor to go and look at it and submit their bid. So those are some of the things happening. The one in which the legislation there, the road construction is going on at the moment in that area to open up that place and create access to legislation. And that will work even as the Alabama to go to the federal government is promising. If they can take it to that point, they will create the right type of access. I think those are some of the points I noted. And if there are other, we will take questions from this part.
I will take the advice. Independent of government is drafting my plan.
We'll take it from here and then we'll action.
All protocol. So send it to say that will at the end of the business that we should come in.
Thank you so much. Please can we please and welcome the representative of the government.
Ladies and gentlemen, the arrival of the noble lady, the first lady of Iowa State, and the representative of the governor, His Excellency, Pastor Obama. Please give her a hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellency, the representative of the governor of Akwa State and coordinator of the office of the First Lady of Akwa State, Mrs. Helen Mbariket, you're welcome. By way of the briefing, Excellency, what we have done here was to begin the process. We've gone through the presentation of the scorecard completely on a slideshow, and then we were at the moment taking questions and answer interactive session. Thereafter, we will now listen to the speech of the governor before calling the day this town hall. Thank you so much. Please, we can take the next round of 3 questions from this side.
So, a little first background, I'm from Intina. And sorry, I'm actually called about education, building a new secondary
school, one of the projects that you guys have going on there. I wanted to find out what happened to Itinerant Institute. That belonged to you guys, and yet that whole place, with the infrastructure there, that was there forever, and the government have allowed it to run down. So, just what itinerant, healthcare, you mentioned stuff. There's a itinerant hospital, but there are no doctors there. Recently, my cousin, Commander, had a stroke or heart attack. It didn't happen for Ibom. It get a war, it get a doctor, Iba. The doctor, I don't know you. So how do we consider that a hospital when there is no one to run it or to see it? Unless we can put it to the young and our blood is not red. So, I'm going, for the young you only start business, but the biggest thing is to go down by another hotel. You're for the way to a hotel. So, is that the going businesses that we should look into doing probably and build another hotel? Even if for that not putting an image on hotel and it's new ones to come. Are there no other businesses that we could do except hotel? And how many people really do require to utilize those colors? Society. Ambulance services. I can go for nurses and teachers. What are the safety precautions for the nurses and ambulance services? I work for an ambulance. Who will be responsible for the
Okay, please, get me out. Because of the time constraint, take your question, one question, please. That will activate the issues and
I have to admit, before this time, I've never really been involved with politics, Nigerian politics, not state or private politics. I'm originally from city government, local government. The reason why I'm setting up is to ask, I'm very, very happy to see that our government is very proactive. Because if our children do not receive access to quality education, they can in no way be part of the world community education. So I'm very, very happy to see that our government is very proactive in developing primary and secondary schools, which is where all this begins. But my question is, what are we doing in terms of developing our greatest asset? Our greatest asset is our people. What are we doing in terms of developing teachers? The reason why I'm asking that is that a few months ago, one of my friends from Nigeria sent a video where the village where he went to school in his village did not have a chemistry, biology, or physics teacher. Yeah. But then they have teachers teaching everything, but nobody is expert in anything. So my question is there anything being done to develop teachers that can go back into these communities? Because everybody wants to be in the big city, because that's where the big money is. But what about creating an incentive where these teachers will become well-educated, well-qualified, certified, they go into the interior of tribal to give our children quality education? Thank you for your time.
One more. Both lady and
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take this one so we don't lose track. And then thereafter we'll give a reverse here. Thank you so much. Someone talked about building model secondary schools, talked about the Tina Institute, building healthcare, Tina Hospital, and all of that. Truth is that it's work in progress. His Excellency Dr. Romano is not responsible for any infrastructure that may have gone down. It can also stop him from developing things that he needs to develop. But of course, government will continue to cater for available infrastructure. That's why there is a ministry, there's a department that's looking after those things. And as those problems come, they are solved. I know that some hospitals have had intervention, there are some new ones coming, some general hospitals have had intervention. And if there are ones, some that are bad, they will continue to be looked at. Successive administrations have always done that. I think an institute, you raised the issue. Yes, it's an old school that will also need intervention. There are so many old schools that His Excellency has also directed intervention. There was the one at okay, St. Francis. He saw it very dilapidated. He can't solve all at the same time. So he's directed direct intervention in that school. And so many others that he's done so. Yes, I think an institute is noted. And of course, I'm sure the Minister of Education will capture it among the schools that will require intervention. And video for healthcare. We're talking about the availability of doctors. That's why Governor His Excellency has approved the recruitment of 1,000 new health workers, including doctors. You know the Japan syndrome has taken so many doctors out of our country, so many who are looking for where elsewhere to work. So government is also recruiting more and also investing in specialization to help and encourage, and then the special allowances are going to encourage those who are on ground to have incentive to work in the state. Somebody talked about building hotels and so on. How do you drive tourism without hotels? Where are we right now? Where are we? We're in a hotel. Yeah, there's nobody who have done this in our house, in our homes. So you need to drive tourism, and if, for instance, you what makes Lagos people go there or to Abuja because they have facilities that can hold people. Look at what's happening in this hotel. AKISAN is the president. I don't know what he did to this guy. He brought over 1,000 people here. The lift is almost collapsed because everyone is. You can imagine how much revenue have come into this place by AKISAN convention, the DA convention alone. This is what we need to see in our Bible. We need, that's why AKISAN will come to our Bible and His Excellency the Lord said, so that when we bring all our children, they will be safe. They will need hotels. You know, everybody that's already had a built homes. They will need facilities. We need conference. We need events. That's why we have an airline. Those who are coming into our Bible with all what is happening. We cannot today include host even the NBA. We cannot today because we will never have enough hotel rooms. Even go to the Nigerian-born association. There was a time we got in stark reality. Any big thing that comes, quality hotel rooms in Akwa Ibom State today, you cannot count 500. So we need more to drive tourism. And the Excellency is big on tourism. It's not kidding with it. Ibom hotels is being renovated now for the first time major renovation and golf resort. To attract people, people are coming from different parts of the country to play golf in that facility. People are coming in. So once the convention center is open, if you're hosting 5,000 people, you must also think of how are you going to do when we look at them. Everyone that comes in is dropping money. Since we came here, we're eating, drinking, and so on. We're making money for Arlington and for this country and this district. So someone talked about what? Ambulance service. Yeah. For the first time, the administration of His Excellency Dr. Romano has set up an ambulance service in the state. We fully equipped 10 ambulance for a staff with toll-free line, and it is working. It is working. You can find out it is working. It's helping people. It's helping emergency rescue and healthcare. And don't forget, he wasn't there. He has just done it because this is what is expected in this stage to have that kind of medical support that are dying for. Government is fueling the ambulances. Government is fueling the ambulances. It's not the patient that is buying for. So that is a service. It is a service that government is providing. Someone talked about teachers. Yeah, someone talked about. I'll get that to you. Yeah, you want to call from him or from you? No, we'll give you the toll free number. I'll give it to you shortly. And then someone talked about teachers and experts and so on. Yeah, I think more than any other time in the state, teachers have been encouraged. Special allowances, improvement, the conditions, working conditions, and then of course recruitment of more teachers is going on. I told you about the 3,000 job opportunities that the university approved, which is now, the people are now applying online into the portal for recruitment. 1,000 will go to the teaching service, 1,000 to health service, and then 1,000 to core civil service. I guess with this we have attempted answering some of the questions that you have asked. We may take just a last set and close it there. Thank you.
Okay, all right. I'm going to take this back. If you will do and white, all observed.
Please straight to your question. Say who you are, what you do, and your question.
Okay. My name is Engineer Isaac, but I'm the chairman for AKISAN group, and we do have a number of companies kind of such as Fireflies, which is a leading AI
Your question.
company. So I have listened very well to the presentation from the Honorable Commissioner of Information. And Akwa State is an oil producing state, but it doesn't control the oil. The another most important thing that Akwa can generate more money, more employment for our people is the human resources. The reason I say that is a country like India, we doesn't have oil, but they've developed their human resources, especially in the ICT area, in this present economy, global economy. And they put a lot of emphasis on that. And today, what India has is much more than what oil can have. So I'm going to look what the
Ask your question, sir.
what is what is the plan to be able to develop the human resources, which is the most important asset that Akwa has. In order to be able to provide employment for the youth and for graduates.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Akwa. I'm from my question, I don't okay, we are talking about ICT here. His Excellency Obama Victor started a science park in Akwa. And that science park was abandoned after he left office. And we've not heard anything about that science park till now. Something started with that science park there. My second question, well, what is there anything with that science park going on now? My second question is on fire service. We've not heard anything about fire services in Nigeria in general. In Akwa too, state government is doing a lot. How are these ambulances being distributed to the local government, and are there also facilities for firefighters? Thank you.
I'm going to give this lady a emotional word, and then
So we'll take the last one.
Good afternoon. My question is about education. So you guys are building a new institution. I'm very concerned about language. Is the governor interested in mandating local languages as the medium of education for a final state? as a way to not lose our mother tongue. And we talk about competing in the world. We can't compete with anybody if we don't have our own identity. So I would like to see English, French, and other European languages as secondary to our own language. I know the governor of Akwa State is moving that forward. The governor of United States is moving that forward. Cross River State Assembly recently passed a resolution to move that forward. Can we do the same?
Okay, thank you so much. Let me take those three so we can begin the wrap up. I'm coming, let me take it three. Yes, there was a question on human resource development, and so that's the whole idea. The administration is built on human capital development. And why we say human capital index is ranking so very well in the national index at the moment because we have capacity training and retraining of workers, staff, and provision of opportunities for people to acquire knowledge. I talked about even the educational exchange program, the retraining of teachers, and so on and so forth. So that is something that's very important, and government will continue to look at that to see how best human capacity can be developed. I told you earlier about the Goblet and what is going on there in developing skills and developing people and training people. Recently, we had one and the SAC. Recently, we had the youth skill and digital skills week that gathered the youth of Akwa Ibom who registered and they were trained. They went through a process. They even went through a pitch in different areas of technology and AI. And so some they made, and those ones they made winners and good money. From the millionaires from 2 million to 500 million to support their initiative. So that's going on. Little for the SAC. So many people have left the SAC and the Canada Skill and Acquisition Center, I recognize them. And so government is funding so many kids in different areas of the SAC to the welding, carpentry, ICT, catering, hotel management, tailoring, different areas, animal husbandry. There's just so much. You can look what's going on in the SAC. That's all kinds of human capacity development that's going on. Someone talked about what was that? Language development, which I think is a very useful suggestion because in the secondary school curriculum, language, I know that they teach other languages like French, and I'm sure of French, English. Yes, they would teach in the local language. If we video, being taught, but if expanded it to other than Chinese, I know that there is I think a Chinese training facility somewhere they were having that also is an option of the Ministry of Education. So it's a useful thing for the Ministry of Education to consider because the world has become global field, so people need to learn other international languages to function. I think okay, to make it primary. Okay, it's noted.
Listen up,
Noted. The educational curriculum, the managers of the educational system will look at when they are reassessing the curriculum, they will know if that will be relevant for our people at this time, but it's a good suggestion. So we'll be taking that. I appreciate your contribution. And then environmental safety. Someone talked about fire management and so on. That is important. Yes, I know that there are plans to revamp the state fire service as we speak. The plans by the administration to revamp the state fire service and ensure that, I think one of the things is Excellency directed that we want a plan that ensures that estates, not just having general fire service, but estates, markets, and short public facilities to have localized firefighting stations within. And I know that is in process. We also must understand it requires budgetary provisions and financial resources to get the things done. What I would like to add is that all of these things suggested are important. Some of the contributions are noted. We will put them all down and also brief His Excellency the Governor to see what he is able to do with the available resources for the people of Akwa Ibom State. But beyond that, we will invite you as Akwa Ibom people to also take advantage of the opportunities at home. We invite you to come home, invest in your state, also do things that will Respectfully, Excellency, let me yield for some members of the team. I'm sure Dr. Akwa will have a few things to also say to you. God bless you.
Thank you. I recognize His Excellency the Governor represented by Noble Lady Ellen Mbariket, who is the coordinator of the office of the First Lady, National President, the wife to my one successor, the Executive Doctor, Mrs. Ibom, the number one. Please note, I would like us to note that the governor of Akwa State, because the question that my brother asked, the sister asked about hotels, one has to understand, Ibom Air is attracting guests, events. The most sought after event hosting destination in Nigeria today is Uyo, not Lagos. Hotel rooms where we may stay. I'm sure the office of your husband was not less. Lots of requests to come to you. Two, we will see more. Lots and lots of needs for hotels. The medical corridor the government is building along the corridor road, hotels will be needed. It will be industrial city, hotels will be needed. Sports academy, hotels will be needed. Plenty. And the kind of security there, look at what they have presented. Online, you ask a question, what you said about identify. Online, real time, number plate recognition, facial recognition, tracking of criminals, knowing their habits, all invested in the smart and safe city project of His Excellency the Governor. So you can see it is holistic. What I would like to say to the Excellency, trust the governor. I have personal total faith in you know why? Before he became governor, this is a lot of people understand. This gentleman was really working on taking boys and girls off the street. He asked a question about human resource, human capital development. He will make training engineers. He will make training pilots. I'm a member of the board of the government. Pilots and engineers in aviation university in Ethiopia, pilots in France, Toulouse, airports, plenty. All are pipelines. So holistically, he was doing a project called Ibom Ignite. That is one thing, one of the things he did. As a businessman, he was not even a commissioner, he was not even a script director. He was not, as a businessman, he was working on Ibom Ignite. You know what it's all about? Give boys and girls jobs to get them out of off the street. They feel like saying, this is what the government is doing. A hungry man is what? Is that correct? Good. A hungry man is an angry man. Is it not so? An idle mind is the
Devil's workshop. Devil's workshop.
Okay, let me come. Now, add the two. The devil's workshop is the terrible thing. Is it not so? That's correct. Combine the two statements. If a hungry man is idle and an idle mind is the devil's workshop, it means that a hungry, idle mind is an angry devil's workshop. If the devil's workshop is so terrible, you can imagine when it is an angry devil's workshop. That's what the government is addressing. So be happy, trust this governor, support him, encourage him, I can tell you the future is bright. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. AKISAN.
Yeah.
His Excellency, Pastor Dr. Moino, here represented by daughter, Ellen, Mbariket. So we can just kind of follow existing protocol. Just want to take the time on behalf of AKISAN USA to thank His Excellency for the delegation and also hosting this wonderful, very engaging town hall meeting of the 38th AKISAN National Convention. Very engaging, a lot of questions, and we learned a lot of the great things happening back home. That's what this forum is for. So with that, I just want to say the next thing is our fundraising gala night. I know we will be here all night because of how engaging this is, but we do have to pause, go get ready, and come over to the fundraising gala night. That's another great event that I'm really looking forward for everyone coming out to. So those are going to open here in the next 30, 45 minutes, so please go get ready. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. No.